Reclaim your throne. What's good, cyberspace? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know, Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, we got to talk about this one. Man, it's really crazy. I'm getting this one from Just Pearly Things. Let me adjust my camera. Oop, that's too much. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm getting this one from Just Pearly Things. Shout out to her. But she has a panel on where they talk about what is a woman. And I think she has a guest, Zuby Music, and he dropped some game there. But my issue with this whole thing is you have sisters who are out here advocating for this gender neutrality and multiple different sexualities. It's quite confusing, especially when we know that they're the main ones to shame a man for being a part of the LGBT community. As a matter of fact, they use it as an insult oftentimes to discredit you or bring shame to you as a man. So what we're going to talk about right now is the delusion that typically, a lot of women fall under this delusion, but typically we have sisters falling hook, line, and sinker for this one. So it's very unfortunate, but we're going to break it down. So let's get it. Up, no volume. Let's get it. Hold up.
What is a woman? and why don't they want to answer it? And so you can start and then go all the way around.
Okay. I believe that a woman is a human being that is born with certain areas of their body and their mind that is completely different to a man. I've never even been asked that question, but that's the best way I can describe it. I believe a woman has a different mind to a man, a different wiring, and a completely different body.
Okay, so we have the first woman, a white woman, who pretty much says that a woman is a woman is a woman. Okay, not much to debate here, but you can feel a little tension in the room. Shout out to Benny Ben. He puts a questioning face. Van Lee says, "Yerp." He also says, "I noticed Pearl puts the blacks in the back." Oh Lord. Well, we'll definitely keep a lookout. Fallout 91 says, "Sup." Van Lee also says, "Women's views and perspectives are laughable because they need male muscle to enforce said views." Yeah.
We also have a completely different reproductive system.
Okay.
Should I go last or should I go now?
No, you can go now. Or do you want to go
No,
last?
I'd like to hear the other answer.
Okay, then you can go first.
To me, a woman by definition would be someone who has 2 X chromosomes and possesses a vagina as a standard.
Okay.
That's what I'd say.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Wow. So you have 2 white women who confirm what a woman is, okay? Straight up. And now the sister with, look, man, everything on her is fake. The lashes, the hair, the makeup. It's all an illusion. But you have her saying that she doesn't think they're correct in saying what a woman is. And I think this sister, she actually, was based in her understanding of what a woman is. But so shout out to her. But we're going to be focusing on this sister to the right.
It can't be based on biological factors
Oh, boy.
because,
What?
like, women,
Here
it
goes.
doesn't matter anyway if you have a vagina. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I guess a woman
So she literally said it doesn't matter if you have a vagina.
is someone that feels like a woman.
Wow.
If
Someone that feels like a woman. And this is absolutely absurd that you have this sister who is aligning with this type of mentality. You could tell she really doesn't believe it, but she doesn't know what to believe because she is pretty much a bot. And when I say a bot, I mean bought and paid for. She understands that propelling or moving forward in this life significantly or exponentially requires you to have certain beliefs. And if you don't align with those beliefs, then in person and online, then you will be punished financially. Fallout 91 says, yo, can I please get mod? Honestly, Fallout, I ain't really seen you up in the chat like that, so you're gonna have to put in a lot more work to get modded up. Van Lee says, Auntie in the back is pressed and disgusted. Facts.
you feel, because I can't even say it's
What if I?
My record stands. My
My
record stands.
That's what I mean. I
Okay.
can't really answer it. I can't lie.
Okay, go ahead.
I would say a woman is, same like these other ladies, what they said. They've got two breasts, they've got a vagina, they're able to give birth. That is a woman. And also they've got sentimental feelings, Yes, a man could have a sentimental feeling, but I feel like with men, that's more of, them finding their feminine side.
What? Look, man, they always try and do some weird shit when they're describing men, but we don't say, oh, women going into the workforce and whatnot is, oh, they're finding out their masculine side. Nah, them bitches just want money. They just want money.
So that's the difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, Auntie, you wanna go?
Well, I hope I know who I am or what I am.
Hopefully.
A woman's a female, biological female with a womb, ovaries, and a vagina.
2X chromosomes as well.
Yeah. That's essentially what Auntie said. Is a woman. You're a biolog. You're born a female. You have a vagina. You have breasts. You have wombs.
So every woman in the room agrees except this one sister who I guess she's being a contrarian in saying that she doesn't know what a woman is. But I just find it funny that these women continue to cry about there not being enough eligible bachelors. Meanwhile, they are upholding and defending men becoming women. So now it's even harder for you to actually find a mate because your ideology won't allow you to say, look, man, this is wrong and this could affect the future supply of actual men out here in these streets.
And I think the reason why they don't want to answer it is because they want to be politically correct or whatever. And it's frustrating because I feel like if you ask a dude, what does it mean to be a man? They'll be able to say it. But when it comes to women, is it what does it mean to be a woman? And they're like, and it's like that's it's irritating because it's like I'll let Zuby answer.
What do you think about the guys in this that weren't answering? Are they women?
It's the people I've seen multiple videos, and it's people that have studied women's whatever it is within women. And you ask them, "What is woman?" No. What is it to you? It's like, no, we're asking you because you studied it, so you tell us, Mr. Professor.
All right, so I do want to stop it there because I just uploaded a video where I'm breaking down how men are actually taking women's trap. Okay, they are completely hijacking I guess what it is to be a woman. So This is going to be very, I mean, it just depends, but I find it very disturbing. I find it very weird that you have men who are completely transitioning and turning themselves into females, um, and making a profit off of it. Literally making a profit off of it and out competing other women. It's creepy, dude. Oh my God. So what I'm going to show you guys may be a little disturbing. Maybe a little disturbing, but we're going to break it down. And this is not me trying to make fun of this individual, but it just goes to show how far men are willing to go to convince the world that they are women. So this right here, this individual right here is indeed a man. Okay. So this is a man. He has transformed into a woman. And let's see what this sound says.
But not that your actions caused it.
Okay, yeah. So it's some BS. But as you can see, this is a transformer. This individual is purporting itself to be a woman, but indeed it is actually a man. So what does this mean for women? What does this mean for the women out here who are in the competitive space between other women? Okay. And a lot of the competition that goes into women is intercourse work. So what is this man doing? He has turned himself into a woman, or what appears to be a woman, what he thinks is a woman, and he has gone into a female dominated field, which is intercourse work, and has taken over the game. This same thing would happen in sports. This same thing, I mean, any genre that women and men are separated in, you name it. If men invade that space where there are majority women, that man is going to dominate in everything, okay? Even when it comes to actually being a woman. Unfortunately, that is the situation. So this is a transformer, and he says when he says he doesn't mess with trans girls after he's already hit on me and told me he loves my ass. So I want you guys to understand and be able to recognize when a person is going so far, this far, as to deceive you with all the makeup, because I guarantee if you take that makeup off, you can definitely tell it's a guy. So this is literally a man who is purporting himself as a woman. So not only are they taking over women's trap, let's go to the Instagram. 0.09% OF model. So this is a top 1% creator, beating out a lot of other women who are on OnlyFans and not able to really compete. Let's see. Van Lee says, auntie in the back, President discussing. Fallout says, bro, I saw what? A good mod. Just normally I'm in school, fam. Sorry I missed your lives. Good mod, iPhone, bro. And what the correct thing? I'm a mod for Philip versus the World Shorts. I don't know who the fuck that is. Fallout, like I said, I haven't seen you in here enough. We're gonna have to wait. Tesla says, we'll look who it is. Oh, I guess they meant, well, look who it is if it isn't Mr. Homophobe. Okay. Tesla says, you're showing your transphobia, sir. Please stop embarrassing yourself. Tesla says, rightfully so. Give him his props. Fallout 91 says, bro, you got a hate comment. Then they say rightfully right. Tesla says, Cap, we can put your 5'7" self in the WNBA. What? You got me fucked up, dude. I would destroy them hoes in the WNBA. So, anyways, top 0.09% of models. This is a trans individual. Okay. This is what you have to understand. Look at the scarring, men. Okay. This is what you have to be able to identify: the scarring in the stomach, the scar tissue. Jesus Christ. And it's scary because a lot of dudes will mistake that for stretch marks, the scar tissue, but they are out here attempting to deceive you. Okay? It's wild. And this is coming up. This one looks like one without makeup. As you can see, less makeup on, you can really tell now. Hold on. Let's see if they're actually talking.
I'm 5 years now.
Okay. You can hear that. You can hear that in the voice. Listen up.
See, when I first transitioned, like in my first 2-3 years, I'm 5 years now, I was in denial. And I used to, when I achieved passability, I used to pretend that I was a cis woman. And I was really embarrassed of my transness.
Wow, man. So obviously this brother is confused.
Now I'm proud of who I am and I'm not afraid to share it. Like, bitch, I used to be a little boy at one point.
Obviously you can hear it in the voice. And even the transformer admitted, hey, I used to be a little boy at one point.
And now.
Okay, now he's going to turn around. But look at this picture. You can also tell in the facial structure. Obviously, the scars. Wow, the scars are upsetting. Honestly, they're a little scary. But these are the great lengths that men are taking in order to become women, to deceive men into messing with them. Fallout says 100K subs. Tesla says men under 6 feet are always upset about women. Nobody's upset. We're just breaking down the delusion. Kia says, are you going to OD podcast tonight? Yeah. Tesla says, if she was with you off camera and you can't tell me, you wouldn't clap. Oh, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. Key said, QDG, did you have to learn how to code to graduate? No.
Can I just say that I forgot that second part of what you was asking us.
Like why they won't answer it.
Yeah, because if they answered it truthfully, they'd be all out of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be because they're.
So you heard what Auntie said. She said if they answered it truthfully, they would be all out of jobs, and that's correct. That is correct. Okay. And they would be out of jobs. They're trying to protect their image because the culture has gone so woke that you can't really call it how it is. If the reality is this person is confused about their own identity, okay? They have gender and possibly even body dysmorphia. This individual also is trying to act how they think a woman acts. So it really should be insulting that these transformers are acting like they are actually women, because that just goes to show you what they think a woman is. This individual went straight to OnlyFans. Straight to OnlyFans when they transitioned. So what do you think they think about women? They just say, oh, well, women use sex to come up financially in the world. So that's what I'm going to do. This individual did not say, hey, I'm a woman, but, I'm still, women can do construction jobs, right? Women can do all these other jobs. Why didn't they go into a male dominated field? Why did they go strictly into pornography? It's because that's what they think about women. And y'all don't get it. And it should be, it's like parody when these individuals are acting, trying to change their voice, taking hormones, and even getting mutilating surgery in order to change their bodies into what they think is a woman. It should be embarrassing to women, but they accept it with open arms. Key says, wait, really? I'm a sophomore with programming courses in the MIS degree. I mean, you don't have to be a freaking coder. You got to learn basic shit, but it's not fucking crazy. Like, you don't have to be goddamn, like being able to fucking hack people and shit. Douglas Merritt said, what's up, bro? It's Douglas Merritt. What up, Doug? Tesla says, you got destroyed. Oh, you keep bringing up vegan gains. I did not get destroyed by vegan gains. In a debate, he said you were intellectual, or you weren't intellectual, and you tried to say the same about Blaze in you guys' debate. Bro, vegan gains. I don't want to keep getting into the vegan gains discussion, but look at his girl and then tell me he knows anything about women. Like, come on, bro. Like, bro's girl looks like a little boy. I'm sorry. Like, and I like vegan gains, but y'all got to stop bringing him up because he is in no way compared to what I got going on. Like, dude, my man, bro, that nigga has never fucked with no bad bitches ever in his life. His girl looks like she is a dyke, and she's on OnlyFans showing pussy, and she's, you know, oh man, it's weird. Van Lee says, I have come across Transformers against my will of the Hispanic and Black variety on Twitter. They only interact with men for a fee, high 3 figures. Fallout says dropped coding. Tesla says, I'm talking about the veganism debate, not the red pill debate. I mean, he kept talking about he kept trying to equate an animal to a person. So if you think an animal and a person is on the same level of hierarchy, then the conversation ends right there. Van Lee said Tino would be a top point guard in the WNBA. Yeah, I literally would be dunking on them bitches because I literally can do I literally can do multiple different dunks. Tesla says, your girl might be doing the same thing behind your back in a fake account promoting it. Yeah, no. No. Van Lee says, show the people Hope Giselle versus Umar on Fox Soul. Okay, I'll have to look into that later. Let's keep going.
They're making money from talking rubbish, from fooling people. So, and the thing is, I hate when you answer a question with a question. And that's exactly what they did all the time. So imagine if they stood there after teaching people, oh, you can be this by this and this trans this, and you can identify as this. And then all of a sudden they say, we were lying. Come on, they might get sued. You know.
Tesla says, even Dr. Umar wouldn't approve of your selection of women. I mean, I really don't care, honestly. He got fooled by a transformer. So so he was literally calling a transformer a beautiful black woman, a beautiful black queen on panel. So he has no taste. Like, his taste in women is, oh, she's got to be black and look like a man.
No, they were ostracized. And I think that's why they don't answer, because they've been lying to people and they don't want to tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, shortest definition possible, a woman is an adult human female. You've gone into more depth on exactly what that means. 2 X chromosomes, female reproductive capacity, womb, cervix, vagina, the whole plumbing. Completely different frame, different body, completely different hormonal profile, and so on to a man. The reason why those people won't answer.
Nigga said Umar called him a queen mother goddess. Exactly. You trying to bring Dr. Umar as an example is just backfiring in your face, Tesla. Umar literally called a man a woman and said that he was beautiful and queen and all this other bullshit. It's ridiculous.
So that question is, number one, the reason why a small percentage of people won't answer that is because they're ideologically captured. They're ideologically possessed by gender ideology, which has roots going back many, many decades. But the majority of them won't answer it because they're cowards.
100% agree.
Simple as that.
How do you, yeah.
Do you guys think Bob Risky and Caitlyn Jenner are not women?
No,
okay.
Of course not.
Wait, who and who?
So Caitlyn Jenner
Uh-huh.
was Bruce Jenner,
Uh-huh.
and then Bobrisky, the Nigerian fashionista, it was a man, but now he identifies as
They
a
were
woman.
born as men, so they
So
are
they're not
men.
women. Oh, okay.
You can't change your sex.
Literally, if you think Bruce Jenner is a man, is a woman, you got to be out of your fucking mind. You can't just live 60 years as a man and then decide one day after you wake up that you're a woman. Bruce Jenner has literally won gold medals as a man, and now he's claiming to be a woman. This is absolutely ridiculous. Key says, how far is the OD? Man, I ain't telling you that shit. What the fuck? Tesla says, Umar has the highest degree possible. He's very intelligent. He couldn't tell between a man and a woman. I'm sure you've smashed a transformer before as well sometime in your life. No, you got me fucked up.
I mean, personally, I think they could be whatever they want to be, but you guys are like.
Wait, so I have a question. Could I be a dog?
Uh-oh.
If I identified it as a dog and I started saying woof woof, could I be a dog?
If you identify it, the way the rules work, if you identify it,
Because it's the same thing.
But that's
like,
a whole different species, man.
Yeah.
That's like.
Okay, what
Can she be black?
Yeah, okay. That's my next question.
Yep. We got Rachel Dolezal, and Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans actually leaked. And she is still purporting to be a black woman. She's still purporting to be a black woman on OnlyFans. So she is using the image of black women, or what she thinks a black woman is, and coming up off of it, winning off of it financially. This should be a slap in the face to all women and all black women, but they refuse to make it an issue worth having a deeper conversation on amongst themselves. See, the only reason why women really have these debates about relationship and actually get into the root of the issues is because men provide the format. Men provide the environment, the space, the atmosphere. Most of these podcasts where we're talking about dating and gender dynamics are because men provide that access and that platform. The women, the thing about them, they're really going through life, and although they have complaints and issues about certain guys that do them wrong, they really don't get together on that type of level and actually produce solutions on how to make the dating life or the dating environment more productive so that people can get what they want, whatever it is that they want. Tesla says, you're a man, aren't you? But crying about what women do, so you act like a woman. What? Have you seen me cry on this stream once? Tesla says, I guarantee you're subscribed to some woman's OF. Just stop the cap, dude. No, I actually have an OF in the description below. You can subscribe to my OF. And no, I'm not smashing on my OF. I am actually just posting my YouTube content to my OF. So guys, subscribe to the OF. Michael McGee says, opinion on the Muslim guy who was on the podcast a few months ago. I think he... I liked him. I really liked him. I love and respect my Muslim brothers. I love and respect all of the Abrahamic religions, and I rock with my Asian brother, inshallah. And or not my Asian, but my Muslim brother. But I just think that he really doesn't get the grasp of when your women come to the States, they're not your women anymore. Okay. And we got Tesla talking a whole bunch of crap in the back chat. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the StreamYard link. If you want to come up, Tesla, we're done reading your chats. You need to come face the monster. Okay. If you want to keep talking all this crap, you need to come face it, face the fire. Drop the link in the chat. We're not acknowledging you anymore. Van Lee says, pull up Hope Giselle on IG. She's the one who he called beautiful black queens. Okay, let me see. Let me see what she's talking about. Let me see what she's talking about. Okay. All right, we pulling her up. Okay, so we're pulling not her, but him up. We are pulling this individual up. Michael McGee says Muslims believe in the more people that you take out while on earth, that they will be rewarded with more women in heaven is delusional. Nah, that's not what they believe, man. Y'all gotta stop painting Islam with this broad brush, because if you want to nitpick Islam, we can nitpick Christianity too. There were verses where God commanded the Israelites to take out entire tribes, including men, women, and children. So I don't like this tit for tat. You know, if we want to have a debate about religion, we can, but I'm not going to allow you to misrepresent Islam, because that's not what it is. Okay, so this is the transformer individual that Umar said was a beautiful black sister. He said she was a beautiful black queen. He said that he would do strange things to this individual if he was not separated by a camera screen. So this man is trying to pass as a woman, and he actually looks like Issa Rae. He actually looks like Issa Rae. And he posts this meme that says, "Black man to trans women. I love you, but the black community won't let me." And then the trans woman says, "I am not your secret." So that is very weird, very disturbing. But this individual has turned himself into what appears to be a woman, although this is not a woman. And this is who we are supposed to cuff. This is who they want us to get in relationships with and married to. I'm not buying it.
Any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what? 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female led households. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
All right. So if that's the case, Umar, then this is who you should commit yourself to, because this is a black woman by all standards of modern society. And I'm not going to lie, when you compare that individual to these two women, there's not much of a difference. All right. Fallout says, bro, ish. He says, bro, shit may be dead in the brain, but what if someone is born with XYY chromosomes? There is actually people who are born with 2 Y chromosomes, and it's I'm not gonna say that, you know, there are, you know, people who are able to live on normal lives and whatnot, and XYY chromosomes are mostly I would say entirely, if not entirely, men. The extra Y chromosome can contribute to maybe violent behavior or more erratic behavior. It could even give you a disposition to certain learning disabilities, but it doesn't change your gender. Michael McGee said, "I'm not of any religion." Fallout says, "So that guy Michael is atheist like me." DVB says, "It's crazy that Umar couldn't catch on by his talking points." Right. Michael McGee says, I think Christians are just as delusional as a lot of Muslims. Okay. Michael McGee says, well, tell black women to work on themselves to become more appealing to black men. Van Lee says, Issa Rae is beautiful. Black women need to reclaim their image like Tino reclaimed his throne. Facts. Overdose says, like the video. Shout out to Don J. Overdose Podcast. Let's get it.
Apparently now you can. Oh, I don't know, man.
Transracialism makes more sense than transgenderism.
You say it makes more sense.
I said transracialism?
Yeah, I mean, racialism actually does make more sense because now, I mean, look at Elon Musk. He is an African American. Okay, he was born in South Africa. He is also an American citizen, so he is an African American. If I am black and I go to Japan and I'm born, or my parents go to Japan, I'm born in Japan, I am now a Japanese man. Okay. So when I come to the States, I can classify myself as a Japanese man. All right. So Jim says no hate, but there is no proof of the Christian God. Okay. So, oh God. So they want to get into a religious debate and whatnot. We're not going to go deep into this, but I mean, y'all can believe whatever you want to believe. I do believe in a God. I believe that the Abrahamic religions have merit, and that's pretty much as far as I can go with it. If y'all don't, then that's on you. That's fine. But yeah, Michael McGee says, I'm a Jamaican black man and I have a Caucasian wife. Shout out to Michael McGee.
Makes more sense than transgenderism.
How?
Because race is actually a spectrum. Race is actually a social concept. Gender is binary. There's male and female. That's it. There's nothing else. Right? Race is actually a spectrum, right?
Right. So the only real race there is the human race. The amount of melanin in your skin should not matter. Now, there are people who are geographically categorized. You know, that's why we call an Italian, and we call an Irish person Scottish, and we call, you know, people from the UK British and whatnot. So Van Lee says Eminem is transracial. Carlton Banks is transracial.
If I were to have a child with an Asian woman, my child is going to be mixed. If she is mixed and we have a child, the child is going to be, race is it's actually a social construct. Yes, it's based on our DNA and ancestral history, but these terms we use, nobody's actually black, nobody's actually white, no one's actually these literal colors, right? If someone is mixed race, with the fact that we even call them black, right? If we call Drake black or we call Barack Obama black, right? They're just as white as they are black, but due to the social construct.
Exactly. Zuby's making a great point. And the women, they literally can't understand it. I don't know what's up with, like, I'm starting to think that a lot of these women are just dumb. It's sad to say, but I think that they're just mentally incapable of understanding these points. Okay, it's really unfortunate, but he's making a lot of sense here, and they just can't grasp the concepts.
We call them black in many cases, so it's actually socially constructed, and it's genuinely a spectrum.
Michael McGee says, I don't think Umar has a real grip of reality when it comes to what black women are acting as today. This isn't our grandmother's generation. Yeah, I totally agree. And actually, I do think he actually has a grip on the reality. I think that his talking points don't reflect that most of the time, but I actually did a video breaking down Dr. Umar. Basically, I mean, I wouldn't say that he was talking shit about black women, but he was basically saying the same talking points that the manosphere was saying about black women. And that is on my Black Gen Z Mindset. That's on my Black Gen Z Mindset page, where he was talking about black women the same way that guys in the manosphere break down the issues that are going on in the community. Van Lee says most women are go along to get along. They can't be bothered with civil disagreements. Yeah, you're right.
You can meet someone and you're like, okay, what race are you? And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, my grandparents are from here. My mom's from here. My dad's from here. but their gender, it's a simple binary. So if you can, so it would make much more sense for me to identify as, I don't know, a different ethnicity, identify as Jamaican or identify as Indian. That makes more sense and is also more believable than me identifying as a woman. So if you're opening the door and you're accepting the arguments of transgenderism, you'd also have to, if you're going to be logically and rationally consistent, you'd also have to allow people to identify as whatever race or ethnicity, perhaps nationality.
Hence why Rachel Dolezal was able to become, she went to Howard for one, so she went to an HBCU. She learned how to be black from the black people at the HBCUs, just like Brittany Renner learned how to be black from the black people at the HBCUs, because Brittany Renner grew up more white than black, but she wanted to find her identity in her blackness and not her whiteness, because she had already lived a white life. So she wanted to become more black. So that's the reason why she went to an HBCU. And I believe she ended up dropping out, but that's where she learned how to be black. And that's where a lot of white people who love the black culture learn how to be black and learn how to empathize and get along with black people by going to those HBCUs, or at least being around them, near the fraternities, near the sororities, and they learn how to be black from this. Now, my sister went to Spelman University. My other sister went to Clark Atlanta University. My stepmother, she graduated from Morris Brown University. Okay, so all of these HBCUs I am very familiar with. My brother went to Albany State University. So y'all aren't gonna finna come up here and tell me, and I almost went to FAMU. So y'all aren't gonna come up in here and tell me that a lot of these people are not going to these HBCUs to learn how to be black. Let's see. Fallout 91 says, bro, no lives matter if all lives don't matter. I choose not to give a fuck about melanin as a mostly Caucasian guy. Okay, shout out to you. Van Lee says, severely undersized and disenfranchised males. Van Lee transition, or he also says they transition to find wealth and love. It's sick. Yeah, he's actually right. A lot of these men who turn transformer, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, yes, they are, maybe deficient in testosterone as young boys. Okay, small bone structure, small frames, so they can pass as women, especially if they're, transformers who are passable, because their shoulders are less broad, and they were just going to end up being very small and maybe even malnourished, not malnourished, but undernourished men. They might have just grown up in that way, but now they go and do the transition, and their whole, they pretty much are becoming what they think a woman is. Michael McGee says boys need to be boys. Children need to be disciplined from a young age. It all starts in the household. Yes. Van Lee also says good example with Brittany Renner. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, we're not acknowledging Tesla till she mics up. Michael McGee says, do you think because someone doesn't go to college, they aren't smart? Fallout says all people fucking matter, bro. Yes, I agree. Michael McGee says, I know a bunch of completely unintelligent individuals who have graduated college. Yeah, me too. There were a lot of unintelligent individuals who I know for a fact graduated college who aren't that smart, but they knew how to game the system. They knew how to be a good student, and that's all they needed.
Even age, right? It's more believable that I'm 30 years old than it is that I'm a woman, right? So why can't I identify as 30? All right, I look like I could be 30. I feel like I could be 30. So this is what people are opening the doors to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Trans ageism is next. Trans ageism is next. And you're going to have a lot of individuals who are going to say, well, I feel like I'm 14, so I'm 14. So why can't I date a 14-year-old? Men and women alike.
If I 16.
And people can do what they want, by the way. So if you're an adult, you can live your life however you want, right? If you're a man and you want to wear dresses and take hormones and do whatever you want, you can. But you are never going to be a female.
Yep.
So for example, if let's say Pearl, today she wakes up and say, oh, I'm Jamaican. I identify as a Jamaican woman. That's acceptable?
No, he's saying it's
I'm saying it would make more sense than her saying that she's a man.
If Pearl was born in Jamaica, she would be a Jamaican woman. You don't have to be black to be Jamaican. Being Jamaican means that you are a Jamaican citizen. Okay? Like, I can literally get my citizenship in Jamaica and say, I am Jamaican. Literally.
Is comparing the two factors.
I'm saying
transgender is saying that it makes more sense because being a race is something we created, but in terms of being a man and a woman, that's a biological thing. God created a man and a woman.
Yeah, I
we can't
understand
change
that.
that. So it's saying that if we humans didn't create that someone's black, someone's white, we'll all just be people. That's basically what.
Yeah, I mean, Paul could genuinely. I mean, she might feel black. Someone might identify more with black culture or Korean culture or whatever. But that would be laughed at. In fact, this has been, because there are people who do identify as transracial, and people laugh at them. But then those same people will, scream at you if you say that a man can't be a woman and vice versa.
Right.
And it's one thing to be polite and kind to people, and I think this is where you're coming from a compassionate angle.
I think mine is more. Okay. I don't like. I think people are speaking from a position of privilege. You're saying this because you've never felt like you were something else. True.
It doesn't matter. Even if you feel like something else, it doesn't make you that something else. I can't believe we have to have this discussion. I can't believe this is actually a point of contention in 2022, but here we are.
Imagine being born.
And they will call flat earthers, they will call conspiracy theorists crazy, but literally, you're literally saying that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I feel like I'm a dog every day.
No, but seriously, imagine you were born in a body, knowing that for you to come out, you're gonna take a lot of abuse. People were killed for this.
No. For one, the amount of Transformers that are killed every year is very minimal. Then when you look at the individual cases, a lot of them were killed by other people in the LGBT community. Okay. And then there were also some who tried to deceive men. And those men reacted violently, which I'm not saying is the right thing to do. What I am saying is violence against Transformers is actually, extremely rare. How do I know this? Because I literally have a crime channel where I study the statistics. I think in 2019, there were 7 people from the Transformer community who were murdered. And one of those people I actually knew. One of those people went to my high school, and I can tell you for a fact that individual was killed by another LGBT member. It was a gay man who killed that Transformer. So the violence against Transformers is not often perpetuated from heterosexual men, but they highlight those situations to make it seem like, homophobia. And if you don't acknowledge a trans woman being a woman, then you're perpetuating violence against these trans people. That's actually not the case. That's actually not the case at all. Michael McGee says, I know a bunch of completely unintelligent individuals who have graduated college. Fallout says Tags said the same shit and got canceled for being fucking stupid in ways. What? Michael McGee says, I agree. College is not a representation of intelligence whatsoever. Education does not equal intelligence. Excuse me. Michael McGee says, my sister is an E&G teacher at a university in the States, and a lot of the students cannot write a proper sentence without syntax errors. Yeah, my dad is actually a professor at a college and university in the States, and he also says the same thing, that most of the college students don't know how to write at all. DVB says, word, I never thought about that. Trans ageism. Yeah, it's a real thing. Look it up. Fallout 91 says, I guess I'm 22 then, bro, because I look it, sound like it, think like it, smart enough to pass as 90 and have a bad back. Jim says, if someone graduated college at a university, then they are automatically brilliant. But weren't you calling me stupid the other stream, Jim? So, I graduated university. I actually pulled out my diploma. So am I automatically brilliant now? Okay. Fallout 91 says, my fucking point. Michael McGee says, if a transformer lies to a man, that should be a crime itself. Yeah, I agree. That should be a great crime. Michael McGee says, same thing with women who lie about their age. Yeah. Fallout 91 says, I don't give a fuck about sex, just emotional counts to me. I'll date XX, not XY, unless they say they're fucking male. Won't F a guy, though? Tate, not tags. Okay, I'm a little confused about Fallout. I'm a little confused about Fallout. Okay. Jim says men should own women. I don't even agree with that. It's too much responsibility. Y'all are on your own.
I just don't believe that people are doing it just for the sake of it. I do think that's how they feel.
Don't you think that society has a part to play?
Would it?
Not if you're getting killed for it.
Not killed, but in terms of like thinking, oh yeah, I'm a man.
Lord have mercy. Jim said, you are brilliant if you believe that you are. It's a mindset. Yeah, no, that's not true. That's not true. It's definitely what you know, how much you know. If you are, if you have a specific intelligence level in a certain skill, or if you have a high IQ in general.
Or I'm a woman.
Also, to go back to the transracial thing, black people were killed and people want to be black.
Okay, so Fallout says, I care about only emotional connections. So are you saying that you're pansexual? Are you saying that you would have intercourse with male, female, transformer as long as you have an emotional connection with them? I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, bro.
It's like, what does that have to do
No,
with
but that's-
them?
Infinitely more people have been killed for being black than being
But how is that different from just going off of his example and then him explaining race and transgender? People been killed for everything. So should we start being okay, right, and then stuff?
Right, niggas get killed every day, B. And like I said earlier, Transformers getting killed is not something that happens often. Nobody is worried about y'all. That's the reality.
It's going to happen like this, like a video we're about to watch where a teacher shows up, how the teacher shows up, and it's just like, oh, it's okay. She's trans now.
Yeah, and by the way, gender dysphoria absolutely exists. There are absolutely people who feel like they are in the wrong body or feel like they identify more with the opposite sex. That exists. Right. I'm not questioning that, but there are people who are anorexic and they're extremely skinny and they think that they're fat. Yeah. Right. They believe that they are fat. They have an image disorder in their brain.
You think it's a mental disorder?
Yes.
If you literally believe,
yes, it's a mental disorder,
that you are something that you're not, what else do we call that? If I believed that I was, to use Pearl as an example, a dog. And I could genuinely believe that. By the way, have you heard of body integrity dysmorphia? This is a real thing. Body integrity dysmorphia is when people feel like they should be missing a limb or they feel like they should be disabled, and to feel whole, to feel that their true selves, they'll go and they'll amputate an arm or amputate a leg because they feel like their body is not. They feel like they're supposed to be disabled.
And that's what the Transformers are doing. They're mutilating themselves. They're castrating themselves. And this is what the system wants men to do. They want men to become more feminized. They want men to become castrated, to be eunuchs in a way, to protect the women, but not have any sexual interest in them, so that the top percentage of men can hoard all the women to themselves. I mean, just think about it. It's coming from the top down, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Fallout says, okay, we already read that. Jim says, know what about though? Know what about though? History, English, math. What sets the bar and in what subject? It can be any specific subject, one field where you can be extremely intelligent, and you can have either a breadth of knowledge or a depth of knowledge. A breadth of knowledge is about multiple different topics, but you know a general synopsis about those topics, but you don't know in depth enough to practice those certain topics. A depth of knowledge means that you know one thing really fucking well. So I could be an electrician. I have a depth of knowledge in electricity, and I might have a breadth of knowledge in housing in general, how a house is built, but I'm not in architecture. I don't know how to, build a house from the ground up. I only know how to do electrical in that house. So that is a depth of knowledge, not a breadth of knowledge. We got Fallout 91 says, not fucking male to male and not normal male intercourse, bro. Just females who think they male and have the pieces of a female that are not fake. So you're saying a dyke, basically. Jim says, I have family members who are of the LGBT community. I do too. It's awkward. I don't know if I should support or not. It goes against my values, but I love them. I have family who part of the LGBT, and it's fine. You can fuck with them or whatnot and all that good stuff. But I mean, it really just doesn't change the fact that, if you're a woman and you're LGBT and you have sex with a woman, you're not going to reproduce. That's really, it's just not the purpose of your sexual organs to interact with each other. That's really the truth. I mean, I don't know why it would be awkward to you. Fallout, it sounds kind of homophobic, but they'll try and call me homophobic. I don't feel awkward at all around LGBT people. Fallout 91 says, and kind of pan. So you do like men. Jim says, we should get rid of toxic masculinity. I don't mean red vitamin guys. I'm talking about the street guys. Yeah, the street guys are a problem. Fallout 91 says, take the T off the LGBTQ, make you T only LGBT or Q, not not a dick. I'm confused, but anyways, he got his own sexual preference. We got Ty in the building. What's good, bro?
Yeah, what's up, man? I just got one thing to say, man. We was kings. We was kings. Now I'm joking, man. I'm joking around, bro. I'm joking around. Hold up. But yeah, man. Just I just came out here to give you support, man, and salute to everyone in the chat, man.
Okay. Appreciate it, Ty. Appreciate that. He said we was kings.
The goddamn NBA is a suspect. As soon as I said that, Mama Oya blew my cell phone off the stand.
And they can go and amputate a limb. That's a disorder, right? That's a disorder. There's people who intentionally blind themselves because they identify as a blind person, and they go so far as actually chemically blinding themselves.
That is objective.
Yes.
I know you guys see a man and a woman as an objective thing, because that's what you were saying. Biologically, you're either a man or a woman. Mm-hmm. I personally don't think so.
Oh, okay, show me someone who's neither. Show me the person who's not a man or a woman. I mean, you can go out on the street right now and watch the next 10,000 people walk past. You can identify with 100% accuracy whether each person.
But being a woman is
not
about what you look like, though. You could look like a man because maybe you're a tomboy. So say a woman
So you can definitely tell what a woman is physically. These transformers, they do undergo surgery that hides their identity very well. I will say that. But you can still tell, okay? You can tell a fake pussy from a real one. Jim says all men should have a vasectomy at birth, and it can be reversed once that man is financially stable and mentally stable in his life. No, it's easier to just give women contraceptives.
Yeah, but it could appear to you as a man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about the appearance.
No, I played 12 years of basketball. Yeah. I know some pretty butch girls, and you could still tell they were girls.
They're still girls. Yeah, they're still girls. If you can look at any cell in their body, it'll have XX chromosomes.
Yeah,
you could look at their skeleton. You could look at their reproductive organs. Any or all of the above.
But that's my point. Being a woman is not just about your physical. It's not just about your biological.
Okay, what's your definition then?
I can't even define it, because I think
this is embarrassing. And this is sisters from the UK. Imagine how deluded they are here.
You can find yourself. If someone asks you,
How do you know you're a woman?
But I'm different to other women that I felt maybe like a man that felt like he was a woman and then like transformed. I'm different to that because I was born as a woman.
Okay.
And I would say
How do you know?
Well, I bleed. I bleed like 3 times.
Do men do that?
Not 3 times, once.
I think even that in itself, that defines a woman, doesn't it? As a man.
Jim says, no, I don't like contraceptives because it stemmed from Margaret Sanger, which created those contraceptives to wipe out our community. It's pretty awkward to keep them around, but didn't you say you were for abortion? You're conflicting ideologies, Jim, because I remember explicitly in a previous stream where you said you were pro-choice. So now you don't like contraceptives, but shouldn't it be the woman's choice to do what she wants with her body from your perspective? DVB says the whole West is done. Yeah, you're right.
Then
has a man ever had a period in a menstrual cycle? Show me one. There's 8 billion people in the world. Just show me one.
I don't know.
It's never happened, has it?
Okay,
this is hard.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? If you had skipped a period for whatever reason, or like you didn't have a period for 6 months but you weren't pregnant, would that make you feel like a guy because you haven't had a period?
No.
Okay.
I just
so it's not about bleeding. You've literally just made the point. It's not about that.
No, it's not just about that.
Literally, you can't conceptualize a woman. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't conceptualize a woman. This is crazy, dog. I mean, you know what? I support, the reason why I support Transformers is because we're still winning at the end of the day. When an individual transforms and competes in a female dominated space, the females are immediately obsolete. They are rendered immediately defenseless because they just cannot compete with a man. So if we got transformer women out here who are competing in sports, I fully support it. Not because I think that it is morally right, but because I like the circus. I like the chaos. I'm laughing at it. I'm enjoying it. I'm sitting back and sipping a beer while viewing it. I want to observe it. I want to see how far it goes. I want to see if the women will ever fight back themselves, because I just think it's so hilarious that women have fought so long for their rights to be acknowledged just to give it up to transformer women, which are men. So it just shows how group-minded women are. If one woman believes it, she can get 10 to believe it, and now all the women believe it until told otherwise. It's almost like they can't even think for themselves, and they can't even think past themselves because they keep going to how they feel or how that individual feels. And it's a broader picture here. If I am a man and I identify as a woman tomorrow, can I go into the woman's bathroom and, just chill? Can I go into a woman's locker room and just be Gucci? Okay. So there are a lot of different issues that go into that. Jim says, I am not for abortion. Okay. Show me where I said that. I'll have to go back into one of my older live streams. But Fallout 91 says, let people kill their young, less overproduction. Jim says, I'll whip your... Whoa. Whew. Jim says, I'll whip your cock out, boy, and break it. Wow. That was very violent. DVB says, that's why I don't understand how women advocate for them. LOL. Soon they will take their place. Yep. Michael McGee says, Tupac said, no man can tell a woman when or where to make a child. DVB said, well, Tupac was, let's keep it a buck. Niggas like to say, oh, Tupac was just so bright. He was this intellectual. That nigga was not that smart. DVB says, well, at least soon we might have some entertaining games in the WNBA. Exactly. I'm trying to see some dunks. I'm trying to see some hoes get dunked on and get nuts in their face and shit like they do in the NBA.
You can. Adult, human, female.
I just don't. You know what I find really hard to understand is that
I'm finding
I'm not going to let. I'm not having anyone who's trying to steal my sex or my gender.
You shouldn't be.
Right. So I would not accept. I was a tomboy growing up. Not once did I think I was a man. Not once did I want to be a man. But I was a tomboy growing up, and it pisses me off that people are going to come and they're going to try and steal my gender, and they're going to try and say that they're the same as me.
I call it gender blackface.
I don't care what.
Michael McGee says, I believe Tupac may be the higher sentient being of the black community, if there is one. No. Bruh, y'all give Tupac too much credit. I know he made good music. I know this, I know that. But, I mean, guys, what he was doing, look. Then they're going to be like, well, you're not Pac, da-da-da-da-da. Look, bruh. The music, okay, cool. We can say, yes, he was a dope rapper, all this good shit. But his actions did not reflect that of like super high intelligence. I mean, he died with nothing. Let's keep it a buck. People who have high intelligence usually are good with managing their money. He was not. People of high intelligence usually have foresight and forethought and look to avoid violent interactions with people of the same sex because they understand and know that violence can always end in death. And because they're intelligent, they want to continue to live and see how much more they can increase their intelligence level. But when you have an individual who is gung-ho like a Tupac and a conformist like Tupac, that's why he wanted to be down with the mob Pyrus, then you can't really say that he was very intelligent. He was a follower. He was a musician, but he was a follower. He was not a leader. Okay? Straight up.
I don't care whether they're offended. Yeah. I'm offended that they want to tell me who I am.
Yeah. But we can't tell them who they are.
So as far as I'm concerned, I am 54 years old. I'm not going to get to this age and somebody tell me that, what makes you a woman, Jennifer? That's crazy.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy.
I'll be straight up. I think it's misogynistic.
And I don't want a man standing next to me and he's going to put on a dress. I don't care if he's got bigger boobies than me or if he's cut his dick off. As far as I'm concerned, you're not the same as me.
No, and I'm
not going to accept it. And you can't tell me that I'm anything than a female. I hate all these other.
So as you see, Aunt T is very passionate about this topic. Michael McGee says most black men in the States would not be intelligent then because from what I'm saying, since I've been here, all of them want to be in the streets or have been at one point. There's a difference between being in the streets in the past and being in the streets in the present. I think there are like some short-term thought processes and a little bit of narcissism, when it comes to men who are in the streets because they believe that it won't happen to them. Therefore, i.e. like guys who are, scamming, they believe they won't get caught. Guys who are committing violent homicides, they believe they won't get caught. This is the narcissism in the street nigga. They also believe that when they do home invasions and robberies, people are just going to comply and not fight back. So these guys are very arrogant, very narcissistic in that way. If you live the street life, got out of the street life, I'm not saying that it means you're unintelligent, that you are in the street life per se. But when you have the opportunity that Tupac had and you still indulge in the street life, yes, it means you're unintelligent. For example, Chris Brown, okay, he has the opportunity that he has. He has the money, he has the fame, but he still associates himself with a violent criminal enterprise in the Bloods. He wants to be associated with that. That shows a lack of individuality. That shows a lack of individualism. That shows a lack of foresight, forethought, and it shows a lack of intelligence and conformist mentality. So, yeah, I wouldn't call him intelligent either.
Different terminologies for who I am. No, I'm a female.
Birthing person.
I'm a woman. Or is it psi or whatever they call it? I don't know.
Cis.
That's it.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, well, that's what I mean.
You
Because
lot
I'm
are
not interested
violating.
because that is not who I am. I'm a female. I'm a woman. And if they got hermaphrodites, they're very rare.
Yeah.
You know, even then, as far as I'm concerned, if you've got a woman, you can bleed in your hermaphrodite, cut your dick off.
There's no hermaphrodites in the human
Because
species.
you
Doesn't
can
exist.
actually give birth. You know,
What
so as far
about
as
the
I'm
ones born
concerned,
with
that's what I said.
In-
If you've got
in-
one
in-
or the other, once you've got a womb, you're a woman, as far as I'm
But
concerned.
they've got
Jim says people who are
As far as you've got a
homosexual
womb, you're a woman.
lack intelligence. Nah, that's not true. As a matter of fact, some of the most intelligent people are actually homosexuals. It's kind of weird how that works, but some people have different theories about why this is. But there are a lot of very intelligent homosexual people, and when it comes to the business realm, homosexual people actually do very well and perform very well. Whether they're closeted or not is a whole nother discussion, but they're very high earning individuals as a group. Jim says, do you think people are born homosexual or is it a choice? So I think that this is a nature versus nurture conversation. I think a lot of it, I would almost say most of it is nurture, meaning that they were socialized to become homosexual. Like there's this saying that that homosexuals are not, or homosexuals don't reproduce. They what is the saying? It's like they don't reproduce, they something to the effect of they groom or they socialize. Let me see what the exact quote is so I don't mess it up. Okay, so what is it? Damn. I forget exactly what the phrase is, but it's basically, oh, they don't reproduce. They teach other people how to be gay. Like they teach regular people to be gay, or they groom or whatever. So yeah, I think that there's a very small percentage that are actually born, but I think most of it has to do with your upbringing, the lack of male leadership, maybe even a violent male in your family, like a father or something that made you detest or somehow detest your own manhood, so you go into homosexuality, which is kind of weird because you end up dating a man anyway, but a more effeminate man, I guess. So there's a lot that goes on with it, but I think it's definitely more more nurture versus nature when it comes to homosexuality. Jim says a lot of people point to animals being homosexual, so they say it's natural. Jim says my sister got taken by social media and the left, and I think it turned her homosexual. She never grew up that way or has any signs as a kid. Yeah, I definitely think a lot of it is nurture. I've also seen women who were not homosexual before, and then they realize that they don't really have good luck with men, i.e., they're not really good at attracting men, or they have been scorned by a man. And somehow they rationalize to themselves that because they have not had good experiences with men, that they are somehow homosexual. Then they start dating women, and then shortly realize thereafter that, hey, maybe it's just the guys that I was attracted to.
As far as I'm concerned, even if you've got both and you've got a womb, you can give birth. That makes you a woman.
So
that's the difference between a man and a woman, is that a woman has a womb. If you ain't got a womb, you're not a woman.
Facts. Fallout 91 says I was abused, and there has been scientific finding of different brain waves. Yeah, and I mean Fallout is a part of the LGBT community, and he says that he was abused and it changes the brain waves. That could be true.
as far as I'm concerned.
So
what about the women that can't reproduce?
That's
You still have a womb.
That's a rarity.
You still have a womb.
That's a rarity, and that's an exception. And these
But are they
people are
not a woman? Are
extremely
they not
rare.
women?
That's extremely
They're still
rare.
adult. They're still adult human females.
We're talking about the majority. We're talking about the majority. And as far as I'm concerned, no womb, no woman.
I feel like you know what we're saying, and you know that we're right, but you just kind of like to argue a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, I think I have a lot of. I've been around people that have explained how they felt, and don't get me wrong, like I wouldn't really like.
Michael McGee says there has been a study on those with dreadlocks were 6.7% more likely to become a part of the LGBT community in the States. That was, I don't know about all that now, but I mean, I guess it does make sense. But I don't think it's, oh, they get dreads, then they turn gay. No, it's they turn gay and then they grow dreads because, to look more like a woman, just like Hope Giselle. Like Hope Giselle has dreads, but he was gay before he had dreads. This is what you guys got to understand. It's not, oh, I get dreads, so now I turn gay. It's no, I turn gay and then I get dreads because I want to look more like a woman. And the best way that I can look like a natural Black woman is to get dreads or to straighten my hair and whatnot. So that's what it is. It's not that, oh, the guy has dreads, so now he's going to turn gay. No, it's pretty much the other way around. So I don't think that study can be that accurate. And I would love to see how they came up with that data and how they pulled the sample size that they used in order to come up with that conclusion. Because I don't think that you could render a good correlation, even a causation with dreadlocks and homosexuality, unless you are, just choosing those individuals after the fact. In order to do that, you would have to see at what point they actually turn homosexual and at what point they actually got dreads. If they got dreads before they were homosexual, or if they turn homosexual before they got dreads. Those are two very different things.
Like my child to say, oh, I'm a transgender. And I was really pissed off when Caitlyn Jenner won the Woman of the Year, because that really pissed me off, because
Hadn't
I'm
even
like,
been a woman for you.
do you know what I mean? Like, there are women doing.
Why are you mad? Caitlyn Jenner is the best woman in the world. She's better than all you bitches.
An amazing thing, and you're going to give it to a man that just
not a man.
No. He was a man.
Stop misgendering.
And then when he transformed into a woman,
So then why are you mad?
No, but I'm
it's a
mad.
It's a woman.
He hasn't even been a woman for that long,
and
he hasn't even done amazing things.
But wait, I
I
thought you said in the beginning that it's anyone that feels like a woman.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying the fact that you won the Woman of the
trophy.
Year.
Yeah.
Because he's better than you bitches. He's better than you bitches. That's why. Stomach that. Caitlyn Jenner is better than you bitches. That's why he won Woman of the Year. Because you bitches suck compared to him. You bitches suck compared to him. That's why.
That's my problem with that.
Right, but I'm saying, why would you have a problem if he's a woman?
Because there are other women that have done a lot of things, and for a long time.
But she's done stuff,
I mean, Caitlyn Jenner broke records. I'm sure if it was the women's division.
But he done that as identifying as a man.
Yeah.
So don't come in our turf until you've done the footwork.
Don't come in our turf. So what is doing the footwork? Having a child? That's the only footwork that we're differentiating from a man and a woman at this point, or having a feeling, because having a feeling that you're a woman could be interpreted as the footwork. All right.
Then you can be like, oh, I've done this as a woman. Then you can win the Woman of the Year.
I mean, I think he's done the work. You see him recently?
Yeah.
He's had some surgery.
No, you guys. No, I think it's just. I just don't like people telling people what they can be and what they can't be. As long as you're not hurting anyone.
Well, again, you can do what you want with your you can do what you want with
They're
your
hurting the women.
you can
The actual women.
you can do what you want with your body, but the problem is when you start letting people live in delusion, they start to think their delusion is reality, and so that's when you see like they're taking away titles from women.
Yeah.
And so like I'm an athlete. I played basketball for like I don't even know anymore, 15, 20 years. I don't even know, but like to think that someone could just transition and take away a title is mad.
Yeah.
And it takes away opportunities from real women.
And I want it to continue to happen because this is what women have been fighting for all along. So I want this to continue to happen. I want men to be able to continue to dominate female spaces, just like the women are coming into male spaces and trying to dominate there. So I have no problem with Transformers actually competing against women, unless it's my daughters or my sisters or my immediate family members, because I want to see the rest of you bitches get dominated by these niggas because this is exactly what you asked for. Michael McGee says, I don't know, because you could be classified as a feminine looking African-American man, but it doesn't mean that you are, nor do you appear to be, rather. But the thing is, you said the study was that those with dreadlocks were 6.7% more likely to become a part of the LGBT community. So you're saying that because this ended, see, when you do a study like that and you come up with a conclusion like that, there is a timeline to coming up with that conclusion. Okay. It's called the scientific method. So you have to take this variable and experiment with this variable, come up with a hypothesis, and then test your hypothesis with these experiments in order to come up with a conclusion like that, especially in a statistically driven scientific study like you're trying to say that was proven, when in all actuality, with this study, they would have to say that people you get dreadlocks and then you become homosexual. That would have to be the timeline to prove what your statement is and prove that causation or that 6.7% correlation. And then you would have to determine how much that varies as far as like a standard deviation wise for each individual who has those dreadlocks. So I think that I mean, I'm not saying that you're lying about the study, but I would definitely have to see who did that study and the reputability of that study, because that would mean that you would have to find individuals who had dreadlocks, and then when they got dreads, did it make them more likely to become homosexual? He says, yes, that's how it happened. They turned 2 to 4 years after growing locks. So were they gay before they grew locks, or did they turn gay because they grew locks? Is that what the study is trying to say? So, yeah.
By the way, I think it's important to note that all of the negative downstream repercussions of this entire cultural psychosis only impact women, right? Only impact women. Men are not worried about women transitioning into men and taking their sports record or being in their changing rooms or being put in. They're not concerned about females entering male prisons and so on.
Yeah, nah, I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, when it comes to women invading male spaces, men actually enjoy when women invade the male space. I mean, when we think about college football and even look at the Celtics, Ime Udoka, you got women on the Celtics staff. It pretty much makes it easier for these men to get pussy. Unfortunately, he used his power in order to leverage that situation. But men are not complaining about women joining male spaces and even actually competing in male spaces because we know that we're going to win at the end of the day. Like, it's not even a competition. Honestly, like the only time you'll really feel slighted is if like there's just some hiring quota that prevented you from getting a specific job. But I mean, when it comes to the workforce, men overwhelmingly outwork women. I know this because I used to work a job, nigga. Every 30 minutes, a bitch I had to take a break. Oh, I got to take a smoke break. Oh, well, I got to take a bathroom break. Oh, well, I got to take this break and that break. And it was so annoying. Let's see. He says, Elshika Thompson did the study. Oh, hell nah. Nah, they identified as hetero when they were growing locks. They turned after. I ain't gonna lie, but it's hard for me to believe any bitch who's named Elshika.
The same is not the other way around. Why? Because the sexes are different and everyone knows it. You may have, I don't know if you know this. Do you know that there are males who are identifying as women getting transferred into female prisons and suddenly...
Yes, impregnating the female prisoners, yes.
Female prisoners are getting pregnant. How do you think that is happening? Let's put this together, right?
Women.
And it's women who are being put at risk from this, right? It's women who are getting their records broken by wonderful ladies such as myself. It's women who are losing their college scholarships for sports, who are having men with their penises and testicles out in their spas, in their changing rooms, so on and so forth. All the negative impacts are on women.
As far as I'm concerned, the people, I mean, it's not affected you yet, but the way things are going,
it will.
Wait until they start taking away your rights as a woman and saying there are rights because we're women.
Or if you have a daughter,
you know,
and she has to then compete, and she's sporty and has to now compete against boys.
And the thing is, I remember growing up years ago, and I didn't know there was I think she was a lady and her daughter. Or it could have been a man. So many years ago. But she'd had the operation and she changed. I never knew. As far as I'm concerned, that was just, I think it was her dad, and she was a woman before. But whatever she had transgendered into, whether it's a daughter or a man, but it wasn't like, oh yes, you know, I'm now a man and I need these rights and I need those rights and I need this. No, it was just, she just got on with her life. She didn't ask anything of anybody. She didn't try and ram her sexuality or her gender down people's throats. As far as I'm concerned, if that's what you want to go and do it, but don't tell me who I am and don't make it affect my life. And don't try and influence children, society, and everybody else with it. That's how you want to be. But I'm the same with everybody. Whether you're gay, my best friend's gay, he's gay. That's his business. But he's not going to try and ram it down my throat or anything like that. That's down to him.
You're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe, whether some people think it's absurd or not. You're not allowed to force other people to believe and accept that. Right? This goes for absolutely everything. It goes way beyond this issue. This is our understanding of religious beliefs, political beliefs, social beliefs, cultural beliefs. Right?
Yeah. So basically, the reason why Zuby is making that point, because they're trying to make it a criminal offense to dead name somebody, and dead naming means that you quote unquote misgender them. So basically, if you can see and tell that it's a man, but this individual is trying to purport themselves as a woman, if you call them outside of their assumed gender, and by assumed, I mean assumed by themselves. If you call them outside of their assumed gender, then it can be a crime. So that is an issue that a lot of people are facing nowadays, especially in these more liberal countries. I think it might be a thing in Canada where there is no freedom of speech. So I really don't think that the women who are advocating for this movement really understand what they're doing. But like I said, it just makes you think that they're just not that bright, unfortunately. Jim says, are you buying feet pics? Psh, you got me fucked up. I'll never pay for just to look at no bitch feet. I don't even find feet attractive like that. Michael McGee says, I see so many individuals who I'm not sure if they're men or women. That's a crazy law to propose. Right.
Everyone is allowed to believe what they want. There's billions of people in the world. We don't all share the same belief systems. But if I were to come and now try to force all the things that I believe on someone else, I can believe that this table is circular and yellow. I have a right to believe that. I don't have a right to try to force everyone else in this room and everyone else in the world to believe and accept and say that this table is circular and yellow when they can see it's rectangular and black. Right? So I have a right. I have a right to believe that. I can believe whatever I want. I can believe that I'm a goat. I can believe I'm a chicken. I can walk around on all fours and eat out of a dog bowl if I want. I can do that. I have the right to do that. I can't force everyone else to. Someone might be super polite and, pet me.
Jim says, you know, you like white toes. Every man does. No, this is not no Nickelodeon. I'm not Dan Schneider. I'm not one of those foot fetish guys. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Me and treat me like a dog or a goat or whatever, you know, if right? If they want to, but I can't force people to, right? If someone is like, no, that's a man walking around pretending to be a goat. That's not a goat, right? And that could hurt my feelings if I genuinely believe I'm a goat. But if this ever happens, by the way, please get me some help. But just using these examples. So, but yeah, you can believe whatever you like, but the problem with this issue and why it's become such a contentious issue is because it's gone far beyond people just living their lives and doing what they want to do. It's got into an ideological movement where they are now trying to force people to believe and comply with it, oftentimes at the threat of punishment. Someone said that, why are they not answering that question? Someone said, because they'll get fired, right? That's coercion, right? If you are not allowed to say something that is factually correct and true because you're worried about losing your job, you're not in a good place in society.
That actually happened recently. I don't know if you followed
Of course.
the news. The Irish teacher,
Mhm.
you think he's Catholic, and he refused to refer to one of his students as they,
Mhm.
and actually lost his job.
Yeah.
And then because he was so up in arms about it, understandably, he went back to his job, his place of work, the school he's worked in for the past however many years, and tried to re-enter the school. He got arrested.
Yeah, it's a real thing. In Canada, it's illegal to so-called misgender somebody.
Yep.
But they didn't care about his religion over that, did they? They didn't put, the fact that he's Catholic and he has strong beliefs, that actually came underneath someone wanting to be called they.
But is that not you're not considering that other person's feelings?
I don't care about that person. Their feelings don't matter. Their feelings don't matter.
You're saying that they shouldn't impose their beliefs on you, but refusing to call someone that what they identify as.
But remember, he's a Catholic.
That's crazy.
Stop belief from
No.
them. So you
Look,
can't
wait.
then say-
I identify as jacked, handsome, and wonderful and successful. Those are my preferred adjectives, right? You will hurt my feelings if you don't refer to me as jacked, handsome, intelligent, charming, and so I don't have. You have a right to freedom of speech. I don't have a right to control your language. That's not how it works. There's no right to not have your feelings hurt. There's no right to control other people's language. The right is on the other side.
Okay.
So yes, people should be polite and kind and civil within reason. But actually, if you are now trying to control someone else's language and force them to call you something, especially something that you are not, you don't have a right to do that at all. At all. That's not a right.
If I turned around and I said to you, from today, I'm going to be a virgin. Right? Yeah.
Hey, there are some of those. The born again.
I'm going to be a virgin now.
Yes.
And everybody has to identify me as a virgin.
Right.
Yeah, but don't worry about the 3 grandchildren and my 36-year-old son. I'm going to be a virgin.
All right, so you guys get it. You guys get it. We don't have to hone this, or we don't have to hammer this point in. It's pretty insane that you still have people accepting this agenda. Oh man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Jim says, I mean, men who are 6 foot and under, or 6 foot, or who are under 6 feet, I don't think deserves anything. You could think that, but I could just say the same thing about women who are over 200 pounds. So, and I'm probably assuming that you, Jim, are over 200 pounds. That's why you have not cammed up at any point in time where I dropped the link. So you can think that, but that's not the results that men under 6 feet are getting. We're definitely eating out here. As you can see with Meg Thee Stallion, she is saying that, oh, you're too short to ride this ride. Abort, abort. You can't handle a stallion. And then she's out here having sex with the two shortest niggas in the music industry. Michael McGee says, give me a phone call and we can discuss this more. I don't know about all that now. We could just talk on a damn platform. I'm not giving my number out to none of y'all niggas. But yeah, I think she says because those men have a bag, no. I mean, have you like it's ridiculous. You know that most men out here are like 5'8", 5'9", the average guy. Like guys are actually, I mean, niggas are not fucking struggling to fuck something. This is the most free that women have been in the history of time, and they're giving up their pussy left and right. You think guys under 6 feet are not fucking? You got to be out your fucking mind. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Pretty good stream, hour and 30 minutes. Hopefully after this stream, we will be monetized. Hopefully we can get that thing going, get some ads rolling on these videos, and we will keep pushing. He said, I'm on a 3-way phone call right now. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate everybody who came up in the stream and chatted. Hopefully the next time we go live, we will have super chats available. And that is when I will stop reading the immediate live chat. And you're going to have to put some respect on my super chat button. So anyways, you already know what it is, man. It is your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship question to the email down below with a screenshot of your cash app so I know you're paying your tithes, man. Y'all need to be on your motherfucking knee with the VS. And you already know. Reclaim your throne. Reclaim.